Hello, yogis. Today's class is an advanced yoga class. It's going to be a pretty quick practice. And as always in these advanced classes, if there's any pose that just isn't appropriate for your body, just feel free to skip it. Also, because this is going to be a little bit of a shorter practice, if you don't feel warmed up enough to get into a particular posture, you can skip that as well. We're going to begin in a child's pose, knees wide, big toes touching, forehead to the ground. Just start to slow your breath here. Nice deep inhales and exhales through your nose. Create that oceanic breath, your ujjayi breath. And just know that throughout this practice, if you ever feel like you need to rest, you can always come back to this child's pose. This is your home base. And throughout this practice, I ask you to use your intuition to guide you into the postures and to know whether or not a posture is appropriate for you today. Perhaps you'd like to set your intention for your practice today. Maybe you'd like to dedicate your practice to yourself, someone in need, or just to a characteristic you want more of in your life, such as love, happiness, or peace. And just hold on to this intention as we flow with the breath. Inhale, rise to tabletop. Stack your shoulders directly over your wrists, hips over your knees. Exhale. Inhale, arch your back, broaden through your collarbones. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch into your cow pose. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your spine one vertebrae at a time for cat. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, come to neutral. Scoot your hands 6 inches to a foot in front of you. Exhale, tuck your toes. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. You can pedal out this down dog if you'd like, bending one knee and then the other. Or you can take a static downward facing dog, your choice. Your hands are just wider than your shoulders, fingers spread wide. Feet hip bone distance apart. Gaze is up toward your navel if that doesn't strain your neck, or just between your thighs. Few deep breaths. Inhale, lift your right leg, flex your foot, square your hips. Exhale, bend the right knee, open the hip. Few breaths. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands, lower your left knee down. Inhale, low lunge, reach your arms up. Soften your shoulders down and away from your ears. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. Flex through your right foot, straighten your right leg. Extend your spine long. Few deep breaths. Inhale, bend your right knee, tuck your left toes. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg, flex your foot, square your hips. Exhale, bend your left knee, open the hip. Few breaths. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, plant your left foot between your hands, lower your right knee down. Inhale, rise, low lunge. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold, straighten that left leg. Flex through your left foot. Extend your spine long. Inhale, bend the left foot, tuck your right toes. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, bend your knees, step to the front of your mat, ragdoll. Grab opposite elbows, allow your head to hang. Breathe deeply, send your breath into the outer thigh and into the hamstrings. Inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time, bend your knees, allow your arms to hang long. Exhale at the top, roll your shoulders back. Bring your feet so that your big toes come to touch, heels slightly apart, half sun salutation. Inhale, reach up, bring your gaze up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, flat back. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, hands to your shins or the floor. Lengthen your spine, hug the core in. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Come all the way up, bring your gaze up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Come all the way up. Bring your gaze up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. One more. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Come all the way up. Bring your gaze up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, bend your knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit your hips back. Reach your arms up. Nice neutral spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower halfway or all the way, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg, flex your foot, square your hips. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands, ground through the outer edge of your left foot. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Warrior 1. Few breaths. Nice deep bend in your right knee. Square your hips. Inhale, interlace your fingers behind you. Open the chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Bring your right shoulder to the inside of the right thigh. The crown of your head reaches toward the mat. Keep that bend in your front knee. Inhale, rise back, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Bring your gaze over your right middle finger. You should still be able to see your right big toe if you were to glance down. A few deep breaths. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Bring your right hand about a foot in front of you so that it's directly under your right shoulder. Left leg lifts up, flex through your left foot. The left arm is extended up toward the ceiling, and your gaze is up toward your left thumb. Stay here or bend your left knee, reaching back for the top of your left foot and bringing your gaze back over your left shoulder. Breath in. Exhale, slowly release. Come back to your warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, or skip it, your choice. Inhale to up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg, flex your foot, square your hips. Exhale, plant your left foot between your hands. Inhale, warrior one, ground through the outer edge of your right foot. 90-degree bend in your left knee. Square your hips toward the front of your mat. And soften your shoulders down and away from your ears. Inhale, interlace your fingers behind you, open the chest. Exhale, humble warrior, bring the left shoulder to the inside of the left thigh. Crown of your head toward the ground. Keep that bend in your left knee. Inhale, rise, Virabhadrasana 2. Gaze over left middle finger. Stack your shoulders directly over your hips. Breathe. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left arm reaches up. Exhale, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Bring the left hand directly under your shoulder. Right leg lifts up. Right foot is flexed. Right arm is extended toward the sky. Gaze is up toward your right thumb. Stay here or bend your right knee, reaching back for the top of your right foot. Bringing the gaze back over your right shoulder. Exhale, slowly release. Come back to your warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, or skip it. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, bend your knees. Step, hop, or float up to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, come all the way to standing. Inhale, bend, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, step, hop, float, or handstand back to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, bring your right knee up toward the right tricep. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. One more. This time, you can stick with bringing your right knee to your right tricep, or you can come into Ekapada Bakasana, single leg Bakasana. Exhale, Bring the knee toward the tricep and use the core to float the left leg up. Breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a quick extended child's pose, knees wide, big toes touching, forehead to the ground. Come back to your breath. Come back to your intention that you set for your practice today. And remember, you can always, always take a child's pose at any time. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, bring the left knee up toward the left tricep. Inhale, extend the leg back. Exhale, knee to tricep. Inhale back. Exhale, you'll take that variation again or come into Ekapada Bakasana. Use the core to float the right leg up. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale. Few deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind you. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Inhale, rise back, warrior 1. Exhale, lizard pose. Bring both hands inside your right foot. Scoot your right foot out all the way to the right side of your mat. You can turn your toes out to 45 degrees. Stay here for a few breaths. Maybe you'd like to lower down your left knee. Just ensure that whatever direction your foot is pointing, your knee is going that direction as well. A few choices from here. You can stay here, or you can tuck your left toes and come into a bind, grounding through the outer edge of that left foot as if you're in warrior 1, and then shrugging your right arm under, and then your left arm comes around to clasp in a low bind here. And again, you have the option to stay here or with that first variation, or you can take it into Ekapada Kundiyasana for arm balance, bringing your weight onto your left arm, chaturanga arms here. Both legs are extended straight. Gaze is 3 feet in front of you. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. If you stuck with your lizard pose, meet us back in down dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg, flex your foot, square your hips. Exhale, plant your left foot between your hands. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Few breaths. You can tell I'm out of breath. So if you're out of breath too, that's okay. Come back to the Ujjayi breath. Nice deep inhales through your nose and exhales through your nose. Inhale, interlace your fingers behind you, open the chest. Exhale, humble warrior, left shoulder to the inside of the thigh. Inhale, rise back, warrior 1. Exhale, lizard pose. Both hands come inside your left foot. Scoot your left foot all the way to the left side of your mat. And again, you can turn your toes out about 45 degrees if that's more comfortable for you. Staying right here. Maybe you'd like to lower the knee down. And you can always come down onto your elbows as well. if that feels good for your body today. So again, stay here, or you can tuck your right toes, come back into those warrior one feet, shrug that left shoulder underneath your left thigh, and then bring the right arm up and around to clasp your fingertips for a bind. And this might be enough for you today. You can stay here with this bind. This really helps to work into that arm balance if you're not quite there yet. Or you can take the arm balance, shrugging that left shoulder under deeper, balancing on that right elbow, extending both legs straight, keeping your chest up. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take an extended child's pose, Utthita Balasana, a few breaths. You're doing an excellent job. This advanced Yoga Express class is pretty challenging when you really get right into it. So thank yourself for just taking this time for you today. Inhale, come back to tabletop, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands. Inhale, standing splits with a square hip for this first one. So flex your foot down toward the mat. It's not going to be your fullest expression of this posture. That's perfectly okay. Exhale, open the hip. Allow your forehead to fall towards your shin. And then slowly step all the way back into your full splits, Hanumanasana. If you can't do Hanumanasana, you can just step back into this lunge, or you can step back all the way into your splits, your fullest expression, only if you're open enough in the hamstrings. And then this is going to be quite fun. Tuck your left toes, and we're going to come into standing splits with the left leg in front. Very good. Square your hips for the first one. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly open the hip. Good. Inhale, look forward. Either take a one-legged chaturanga, or you can take your chin stand, keeping that right leg lifted. Bend the elbows, planting your chin on the ground. Inhale. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale, lift your left leg. Flex your foot, square your hips. Exhale, plant your left foot between your hands. Inhale, standing split, square hip. Flex through that right foot. A few deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale, open the hip. Bring the forehead toward the shin. And again, you can step back to that lunge right here, or full splits, Hanumanasana. Few deep breaths. Inhale, Tuck your right toes from your splits or your lunge. Exhale. Standing splits with the right foot in front. Walk the hands back. Squared hip for this first one. Inhale. And then exhale, open the hip. Again, either crawl out and take a one-legged chaturanga dandasana, or take your chin stand with the left leg lifted this time, bending your elbows, reaching both legs up, and then come into your chaturanga. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, reach your right leg up. Exhale, plant your right foot between your hands. We're going to come into some handstand hops here from this variation. It's a little different. So you'll start in your lunge and then gently come up like you're coming into a standing split, and then just little hops. So we're just stretching out the front of the left thigh. So little lunge, come up to your toes, and then little lift. We're not kicking too hard. Come back, lunge, standing splits with a squared hip, little kick. Okay? So 2 more. From your lunge, move your hands out, standing split, squared hip, inhale to lift. 1 more. Lunge, standing splits with a squared hip, inhale to lift. Really use your breath to lift. And then exhale back to down dog. Take a regular child's pose. Knees together, heels together, palms back. Maybe roll out your wrists. Inhale, come to tabletop, tuck your toes. Exhale, down dog. Same thing, other side. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, low lunge. When you come into your standing split, make sure that your left thigh is squared down towards your mat. This will prevent you from kicking over in your handstand. So inhale to lift. Exhale, back to lunge. You'll notice one side is a lot tighter than the other. That's perfectly okay. So come forward. Inhale to lift. Exhale, back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, lift. Exhale, low lunge. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, low lunge. Good job. Take it back to your hand, or to your down dog. I just got handstand on the brain. And then lower all the way down onto your knees. So for this last inversion posture, feel free to take any variation that you want. For me, I'm just going to do a regular headstand today, Savasana. So if you're taking the headstand variation, make sure that if you need a wall for any of these, you can always use a wall. For headstand, I always still measure and grab onto either side of my arms, interlace my fingers, and leave about an egg-sized amount between my palms. And then really, you want to be coming up with your core. So I always come up either a split press or with my legs together. And you should be pressing through your arms so much that you can actually lift the crown of your head off the ground. Your arms are what is supporting you, not your head here. We'll just take a few breaths in whatever variation of an inversion you've chosen to take today. Chose. One more breath. Inhale, exhale, slowly lower down. Take a child's pose, few breaths. Good. Roll up. And then we're just going to take it all the way onto our back so you can move toward the front of your mat and just roll down. Or lower down. However you want to get there. So we're going to take our bridge pose If you feel warm enough, you can take full wheel. I personally don't. We didn't do a whole lot of shoulder openers, and I have a really tight upper back, so I'm going to stick with bridge pose. You're welcome to take full wheel if that's part of your practice, and if you feel like you're warm enough for it. Otherwise, inhale, just lift your hips up, and if you'd like, you can shrug one shoulder under and then the other, interlacing your fingers. Keep your head neutral. A few deep breaths. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, release your hands if you're interlacing them and slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Hug your knees into your chest and just gently rock back and forth. And then bring both legs down. So your feet are grounded on your mat. Cross your right leg over your left. For supine pigeon, you can interlace your fingers underneath your left thigh or in front of your shin. Just make sure you're flexing through both feet here. Few deep breaths. You did an amazing job in this Advanced Yoga Express class. If you're interlacing your fingers, slowly release and bring your arms out to a T. Inhale. Exhale. Bring that right foot to the left side. So nice IT band stretch here. The legs stay exactly as they were in your pigeon pose. We're just taking it into a twist with the right foot planted on the ground. Inhale, come back to center. Switch sides, plant your feet down, cross your left foot over the right thigh, flex through both feet, interlace your fingers behind your hamstring or in front of your shin. Just make sure you're flexing through both feet here. Inhale, exhale, release your grip, but keep the legs as they are. Bring your arms out. Inhale, exhale, twist so that your left foot comes to the ground on your right side, gazes over your left shoulder. Nice IT band stretch. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hug both knees in, and then bring your feet as wide as your mat and knock your knees in so that they're touching. Right hand to your heart, left hand to your belly, just neutralizing our pelvis here. You can close your eyes. And if you'd like to repeat to yourself just a little mantra or affirmation, I am enough. You can stay here for your Savasana, or you can take traditional Savasana, extending your palms toward the sky, allowing your feet to stretch out, allowing them to turn out naturally. And just feel your body completely supported by the earth here. Release any remaining tension in the body. And take a few moments here to really absorb your practice today. Know that you have nowhere else to be but in this moment. If you have the time, I encourage you to remain here another 5 to 10 minutes. But if you're ready to reawaken your body, slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, keeping your eyes closed. Perhaps reach your arms up and point your toes for a full body stretch. Gently hug your knees into your chest. Maybe just rock from side to side, massaging out your lower back. And roll onto either side for a few breaths in the fetal position when you're ready. And take your time, there's no rush. Just gently press your way back to a comfortable seated position at the top of your mat. And bring your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. Thank yourself for being here and taking the time out for you. The divine in me honors the divine in you. Namaste.